The first time I saw Cynthia's belly, round and heavy with child, I couldn't believe it. Not because she was pregnant, but because everyone in the village knew who the father was, Ojadaik, the madman who roamed the streets with tattered clothes and wild hair. Cynthia was not just any girl. She was the kind of woman that made men turn their heads. Her dark skin shone like polished wood, and she carried herself with the grace of a queen. That day, she wore a bright red Igbo blouse with a matching wrapper tied tightly around her waist. Her hair was woven neatly to the back like a crown. But none of that mattered anymore. People whispered behind her back, some openly called her cursed. I remember the day it all started. It was the night of the village festival. Music filled the air, and the smell of roasted meat and fresh palm wine made the night feel alive. Cynthia had danced that night, laughing, free. But by morning, everything changed. She had gone missing for hours, only to be found in the forest, her clothes torn, her body bruised. Nobody knew what had happened, at least, not at first. She refused to speak, locking herself in her father's hut for weeks. Then, her belly began to grow. When the whispers became too loud, when her father's shame turned into rage, she finally spoke. It was Ojadaik, she said one evening, her voice barely above a whisper. He found me in the forest. I couldn't fight him. The village erupted. Some pitied her, some didn't believe her, and some said it was the punishment of the gods. Ojadaik, the man who had spent years talking to himself, laughing at nothing, chasing children for fun, how could he have done this? But when the elders confronted him, he only smiled and said, "She is my wife now." Cynthia's life was never the same. Her family, once respected, now carried the weight of disgrace. No man wanted her anymore. Some women avoided her like she carried a curse. Yet, she never cried in front of anyone. She held her head high, walking through the village as if the world hadn't turned its back on her. I don't know what happened in her heart, whether she hated the child growing inside her or if she had somehow learned to love it. But the day she gave birth, I stood outside her hut with the others, waiting. After hours of pain, a baby's cry finally filled the air. The midwife came out, her face unreadable. "It's a boy," she said. Nobody knew what to say. A boy born of a madman. Would he grow up to be like his father, wandering the streets, lost in his own mind? Or would he be something else, something better? Cynthia, weak but still proud, finally stepped outside, cradling her son. She looked at us, at the people who had judged her, whispered about her, cast her aside. And then she spoke, her voice steady. "His name is Chijioke," she said. "God owns my destiny." And just like that, she turned and walked back inside, leaving us all in silence.